There's a provision on e-pull tabs that came out of the sky somewhere. Came out at about 11:30 last night. It was just devastating. So when I thought through it, I thought, okay, these have all been approved by the government. Charities are doing nothing wrong. They're all playing games that have been approved. How do you just take those away? Well, I don't think you do. And so, members, I'd appreciate your support to get this bill back to conference. We can open it up, and I'm not trying to open up for anything else, Chair Gomez. I want to open it up for one reason, and that's to correct this, and we can do this. We do have time. So, members, I would really appreciate your support. Thank you, Madam.
We are here on Armed Forces Day, a day where we're supposed to be honoring the men and women that put on a uniform for our country. And instead, we are gutting VFWs, American Legions, and other military charities in every corner of this state. I have to tell this story so that everyone fully understands what they are doing when they push that green button right now. Garrett lost his dad in Iraq. His dad served actually a couple of tours. He was a hero. Mom found out about the mission of the charity that I run outside of this place and reached out to me about the possibility of getting some equipment for Garrett. He was struggling horribly with the loss of his father. He stood there perfectly still, and he looked up at me and looked me in the eyes and asked, "Mr. Shane, can you go out to dinner with us now?" He asked me a second question. "Well, can I come back tomorrow? Can I skate with you? Can you help teach me how to skate?" But it was at that very moment that I realized how bad this young man needed a father figure in his life. How bad this kid needed a coach, needed somebody to help get him through this. Members, when you hit that green button, you will be hurting organizations like mine that give kids like Garrett hope. You will also be losing every ounce of respect from me. Finally, Madam Speaker, I know that the members across the aisle from me did not bring this provision into this bill. I know that this provision was pulled out in conference committee and sent to leadership to make the call. I am disgusted that we are sacrificing kids like Garrett in our own human morals in exchange for campaign contributions, and that's a fact.
Madam Speaker, point of order.
So if you want money to go to charities, gutting these e-pull tabs, and I think everybody knows that in the last year, we reached the point where e-pull tabs were now bringing in more revenue than paper pull tabs. I'm also told that e-pull tabs are actually cheaper than paper pull tabs are. So we need to be accurate with what we're talking about here. I'll also, and I don't necessarily want to wade in on the way back to 2012 stuff, but we do need to be honest about what's going on. There was a lawsuit, that whole question about what state statute says, that was all litigated, and the decision came back that you couldn't have an open all feature. This provision in this bill goes way beyond an open all feature. This guts e-pull tabs. So the courts determined that what was in violation of state law was the open all feature. That's an easy thing to fix. Now somebody can just press the button 3 times instead of 1. But this provision goes way beyond that. So let's be honest about what's happening here. And I don't want to wade in on, I've got very good friends in the tribal leaders across the state, and I understand that they're advocating for their interests, as many other people are in this chamber. And I respect that, I honor that, but we have to be honest about what's happening, and we need to be honest with each other. And I don't think that I'm going to be on the losing side for this when I advocate for the charities in this state. It's actually shameful what you're doing to Minnesotans. That's why this bill needs to go back to conference committee. So hopefully you can grow some level of conscience and do something right before we all go home.